Hi everyone, today I want to talk about how to process trauma and negative emotions so you can succeed in life.
If you've gone crazy or depressed, that's something I need to know about.
I went through a financial crash with my family when I was 16. We lost our house and became homeless for a while. I had to move school, I lost contact to all of my friends, and just abruptly disappeared from many people. And I did this several times. Have you ever felt stuck, not progressing in life, and you keep falling into the old habits over and over again?
Wipe down this!
Maybe past traumas are affecting your motivation and your drive in life. And by processing these traumas, they can set you free and you can start to make your dream life come true again. What exactly is trauma? Trauma has the Greek root meaning wound or wounding. Trauma is what happens inside you. It is a psychological wound that you sustain and it left an imprint in your mind and your body. Trauma can leave lingering physical effects. If the stress is overwhelming, every organ in your body can be affected, including the heart, the lungs, muscles, and your emotional centers in your brain. This traumatic event of how my parents and our family fell into the financial hardships years ago still somehow resurfaced to my current life as anxiety and tightness in my diaphragm. Take the story of Dr. Gabor Maté to see how dramatic traumas can cause on your physical state. He was born in 1944 in a Jewish family in Budapest. Mate's mother asked a physician to come over and see Mate because he was crying so much. The physicians responded to his mother that, "Of course I'll come and see your baby, but all of my Jewish babies are crying." Every single one of them were in distress. Why was that? Because their parents were in an insurmountable level of stress caused by the World War II. They were depressed and they were terrorized because of it. Their families were separated and many have passed in concentration camps. Babies can pick up on the stress that their caregivers had to endure. And then one day, Dr. Mate's mother had to give him away to a stranger for a whole month. He was only 2 months old back then because she didn't know if she would survive the next day to take care of him. A 2-month-old could not comprehend the war. He didn't have the mental capacity to memorize all these traumatic events. But the deep sense of abandonment and the extreme level of stress from the parent affected Dr. Maté. He was diagnosed with ADHD in his 50s. And he also talked about the traumatic event, the sense of abandonment. Sometimes it resurfaced in his life. There are several adverse traumatic events that Dr. Gabor Maté categorized as the big T. T here is traumas. War, natural disaster, neglect, death of a parent, domestic violence, mental or physically ill parents, parents who have problems with substance abuse, etc. If it is not properly taken care of, the physiological effects may manifest into serious illness in the future. The most gruesome examples of traumas that I know of are not from me, but from the stories of Vietnam veterans that I read from the book The Body Keeps Score, Brain, Mind, and Body in the Healing of Trauma. In it, the author told stories of how American soldiers sustained their traumatic memories of the war after they went back home. A veteran, he replayed the death of his fellow soldier friend on his arms over and over again. He recalled the inhuman acts that he must commit in the name of the war in nightmares. Even in random moments he shared with his family, these traumatic events surfaced and disrupted his day-to-day basis. These traumas also sustained as negative emotions, such as rage, anger, or self-disgust. When these traumas were triggered, one person in the book took off from day-to-day life in fear of harming his own family. He rented a hotel for days just by himself, drowned in traumatic events, and dulled his mind with mood-altering substances like alcohol, weed, or illicit drugs. Traumas may also take place in my professional job, where nurses are overworked, especially during COVID-19. Some had to take more patients that they can possibly take care of. Misfortune and heartbreaking mistakes could happen to me, resulting in critical conditions or even the passing of a patient. Trauma, in general, is the hallmark of invisible psychological and physiological wounds. Unfortunately, people who are traumatized tend to get stagnant in life. Time seems to freeze forever. But the ex-veterans that I told you about, his life stopped in 1969 when he landed on American soil after 12-hour flights off of Da Nang. It is incredibly unfortunate if a person cannot overcome her own trauma. She may Maybe a life where her misfortune has sucked her soul dry and left it dead. Is there a way to recover from traumas so one's life can prosper again? The answer is a resounding yes, but it takes a lot of work. Every hardship in your life can be a blessing if you know how to transform it, integrating it into your daily life, or even thrive on the healing of traumatic wounds. But how does one come about to deal with traumas? This is my 4-step approach in dealing with traumas. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. This is just my personal step-by-step analysis. I hope you find it helpful. Step 1. Confront the traumatic events. This can take place in the shape of sharing, retelling your stories, write them down, or even draw them. Turn them into art. Confronting the traumatic events doesn't mean you give in to the negative emotions and pity yourself and blame others for what happened. Confronting your inner demons mean resurface the pain that you have suppressed off of your consciousness and befriend with it. You have to learn how to sit with your ugliness and your heart-wrenching memories with honesty. Step 2. Active imagination. Repurpose your trauma. Find gold in your darkest hour, because the darker the abyss, the brighter the light. In other words, you have to relabel the entire event. Relabeling means you put an entire different meaning and purpose to the story in ways that they are of use to you. What's the golden nugget of the story? How has it made me stronger? All these efforts require conscious awareness, which is similar to the ancient Buddhist concept of mindfulness. Take the story of Noam, a 5-year-old child coping with the World Trade Center attack on 9/11. He drew an image of the event where many survivors had to jump off the building to escape the fire. This for many were incredibly traumatic, but Noam put a twist on it. There's a trampoline at the bottom of the collapsing building. This is active imagination at its best. For me, as I think of the financial hit that I sustained with my family, it taught me a valuable lesson about money, materialism, and personal finance. I became less of a materialistic person, and I paid attention to how I spend my money, how I budget, and save for rainy days. Step 3. Social support. This is by far the greatest antidote to the threat. The opposite of threat is security. Create an elaborate support system with your loved ones, family, friends, social groups, anonymous meetings, therapy, you name it. Get as much social support as you can, and do not do this alone. The key to a great human connection is reciprocity. You and your loved ones have to be truly heard, understood, and seen. The feelings that you share together are held in each other's heart and mind. For your mind and body to calm down, to heal, and to grow, there must be a security network in place. Step 4. Take action. While mainstream Western psychiatric and psychological healing traditions focus heavily on medications and verbal therapies, Eastern traditions rely on mindfulness, movement, rhythms, and action, like yoga from India, martial arts from China, Korea, and Japan. Taking actions can also mean you are able to discover powerful physical impulses that were somehow repressed when traumas happen, such as hitting, pushing, or running. Transform these physical activities into aesthetic and enjoyable moments. Complete the self-preserving physical actions that were thwarted when they were trapped, restrained, or immobilized by terror. In other words, transform the trauma with physical activities like running, going to the gym, hiking, doing martial arts, be around nature and meditate. It's awesome. Nature does not judge you. In fact, plants produce this chemical called aerosol that induces calming effect. Be around trees as much as you can, so hopefully you can adapt a tree's nature. Regardless of the external force, they are still able to grow and thrive. Be like a tree, my friend. The first law of thermodynamics states that energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only change form or be transferred from one object to another. I think it can be applied to traumas. I think traumas are like energy. Energy is not good, nor bad. The important thing is what I'm going to do with it. Channeling these energy to projects that I am passionate about. In fact, without those traumas that I have sustained over the years, I cannot push myself to do this video. It's kind of like a personal message that I send myself to remind myself that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Friedrich Nietzsche said that. This is like you're going through your hero's journey, and you have a choice to do something about it, or you just let life happen and stay miserable. So get off your ass and live your life epically, my friend, because for all this misfortune and blessings, life is so worth it. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you find this helpful. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.